Mr. Steven in this meeting so he can give us the right information, the right preparation to go on with this. So I'm just gonna give the word back to Michael so he can present a little more about it, and also Steven can take over that. So back to you, Michael.
Okay, so welcome everyone. My name is Mikael Svensk. I live in Sweden from a little small city called Borås here in Sweden. I'm 39 years old. I'm a former ice hockey player, playing because I got some joints problems, some health issues. And 2018, I was privileged to find, and I was also a little bit curious to went into the cryptocurrency space and blockchain. And for me, it was new. And for most people sitting here, you're maybe veterans in this space. But for me, it was a very tough start to at least. And I think many people that come into this space is it's hard because it's so much speculative market out there. People buy something just to trade it for some other speculative market. And that's the thing. When I saw this project we're going to talk about today, Connect and Win, it's going to be really interesting because of the purpose. Because most cryptocurrencies out there is just speculative, and that's something I really understand. But it took a while, and we see the market today also. And I think many people will think twice next time they buy something. So before we going to have Steven today, I will just go through some slides here, if there's some new people here also today. So let's see here. There we go. So Connect was founded, I think it was 4 years ago. I started hearing about it, but they have a technology with nodes that have been developed now for 7 years. And the first pioneer project is called Green, that many of us have heard before. And 2018, I had the opportunity to understand Green a little bit, but the days are moving forward here, and most people have started to understand the benefits of how it can benefit the end consumer. And most things out there in the cryptocurrency space today is not for the end consumer. It's just a speculative asset. And that's what I want everyone to understand today about Win and the purpose behind it. So everyone understands sitting here today, do I want to buy a Win smart node? And if I want to buy it, then also maybe I want to talk about it. So everything starts with ourselves, and then we can start to sharing it to the world, also to the biggest community in the world in the blockchain space. So that's going to be very interesting to hear about Steven here soon. And one important thing is, because I think the toughest thing in crypto space today is there's too less education and too much money in the space. And that's the most dangerous person out there, the person with too much money and less education. So the information in this presentation should not be considered as financial advice. We are not educated financial advisors. Do your own due diligence. Get educated. Knowledge is power, minimizing the risk. Never invest in more that you can afford to lose. Very important.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Take a real close look now. I'm going to show you how. So keep it up right now. So keep it up. So keep it up with me. I need to move. I need to feel the beat. Don't be a fool. You wanna hang with me.
And what you can read here, blockchain with a purpose, and all different brands out the different companies that are independent from each other, but they are dependent from the technology that Connect have developed now for 7 years. And all the different business ideas want to disrupt their industry. So we have different things here, but we will not go in further into it. But today we will focus on Win and why that is beneficial for people owning a Win smart node, and how it can also be beneficial for the end consumer, and how we can create one of the biggest marketplaces out there. So we will understand that very soon. And before we will talk about Win, Switch is like a crypto bank where you can have 3 different cards, and it's going to be very easy, a smooth way for everyone to be part of the cryptocurrency space. So it's many people, it's very hard today to be part of it. So you can buy, so as you can read here, you can store it, send it, switch it, and spend it. And you're also going to pay your power bill here through Switch very soon, also through PowerPay. So tomorrow we will have Brad on at the same time, the same link, and we're going to post the flyer so everyone can be part of it also, because many people here are very interesting about what will happen with Switch and where are we in the progress, and question and answers. We're going to have that tomorrow. So everyone is welcome to listen to that also tomorrow. So for me, I have been in a digital media bureau for 6 years now. And for me, it's very important to have a great organization, have great support and great onboarding process in everything you do. And support is something I highly valuable when I do something with people. And Steven Miller have always been there for me and always tried to be. I know he has 7 kids also, so it's tough, but it's better to give something to a person that's still already is busy to have something more. So I want to welcome Steven to present WIN, and we are very interested today to know more about it and how we can take part in it, but also how we can help share this to be the biggest blockchain community in the world through WIN also. So that's going to be very interesting. So welcome, Steven Miller, the floor is yours, and we are very interested to hear about everything you're going to share today.
Hey, thank you so much, Mikael. I really appreciate it. You know, this has been a really huge labor of love. And there are so many people that are involved right now in this project. It really touches my heart and brings me a lot of joy and excitement to know that there are people that are all over the world that are catching on to the vision of what so many now have contributed to and are working on. I am excited to be here. Mikael, your team is amazing. You guys have been great to work with. Oftentimes trying to nail or pin me down. I've got a lot going on, just like everyone does. We are all very busy in our lives with work and extracurriculars and children and whatever else it might be. But I will tell you that I spend a really great majority of my time working on and contributing to some of what I believe are the very best blockchain projects in the world. And the reason why I say that, I'm not here to hype anything up or to blow smoke at anybody or anything like that. Really, what I want to do is present to you the vision of what I myself believe in terms of what these projects are doing, why the WIN blockchain is so important, why even supporting the WIN blockchain also is something that I'm doing personally, why I'm doing that, and then just help everyone to understand kind of what the opportunity is out there. I like that Mikael gave some disclaimers at the beginning, because I will tell you, this industry is riddled with individuals that will promise and guarantee and do all sorts of things. Not that any of those things are inherently bad, but oftentimes, if you're making guarantees in the blockchain space, it can be you may want to be careful. We ourselves have tried to set certain deadlines and we've missed a lot of those deadlines. I mean, that's just the honest truth. We've been moving forward in a really big way, working really, really hard to create and accomplish the vision and goals that we have. And we've met with some roadblocks, but those haven't deterred us at all. We're actually extremely excited as to where we are right now. And the future is very, very bright. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen real quick. I've got I've put together a presentation that I'd like to share with everybody to help you understand really our goals in what the WIN blockchain is and how it's going to benefit people. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. So just real quick, who I am and why you might want to listen real quick to what I have to say. Many of you, I'm guessing, have been part of the blockchain or have participated in some or other blockchain projects along the way. Maybe this is your first time hearing about blockchain, and that's awesome. A huge welcome to you as well. My background is, I started out in the real estate arena. I spent many, many years in real estate. I actually built a real estate investment company with some friends of mine after I had spent a couple years out in Germany. Love Europe and have had some great opportunities to travel out there. But with real estate, one of the things I love about real estate is it can be great. And I'm not a tax advisor. I don't give advice or anything like that. But some great things that people often hear or know about real estate is it can be great for tax advantages and different things like that. And it's a great place to put your money that over time, statistically or historically, has grown. So there's a lot of great things about real estate or real estate investing, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to get into it. I had heard so many things. I actually personally come from a very, very poor background. And I wanted to do something that could change my future as well as the future for my family and other people that I knew. So I got involved with real estate. I started learning about it. Like I said, I started a real estate investment company with some friends, and we helped individuals transact a little over 5,000 homes here in the United States. We know that it's a good vehicle. The biggest problem that I had was no matter where I would travel, and I traveled all over the United States primarily, but no matter where I would go and talk about real estate, I knew that I was only talking to a very small percentage of the people that were actually there. And what I mean by that is very few people had the down payment, the credit, the job history, and all the things that you needed to be able to get involved with real estate at a real level, to be able to do something to change their financial outcome. And so that was difficult for me, only really being able to talk to that maybe, top 1 or 2% of those individuals. Well, I was introduced to blockchain technology in 2012. I completely ignored it because I was involved in real estate, didn't want to hear it. And it wasn't until several years later that I finally started listening, and I met some amazing individuals who were figuring out solutions to some big real world problems like renewable energy, problems like banking all over the world and offering banking solutions to people all over the world, things like medical histories and giving people better options. Mining and gold industries and being able to have a better platform for things like that, all these different things, as well as just being able to share and win on the blockchain by sharing great blockchain technologies, all these different things that were so difficult. I started to learn about individuals that were solving these problems, and I started to learn a lot. I kind of drank from the fire hose, so to speak, and just started to take in as much as I possibly could. And I kind of joined this little, at the time, very small but exclusive community. And that was the very best thing that I have ever done. Starting to learn about blockchain technologies and the inner workings and how I could participate has been one of the very best things that I've been able to do for me, my family, as well as many, many people that I know who have also now started to participate in these projects. And so really what I want to do today specifically is introduce the WIN blockchain, what the WIN blockchain is, and how by taking action, by participating, you can earn rewards. This is the WIN blockchain is kind of the heart and the start of a specific protocol called proof of action. This proof of action protocol is not only being used now by WIN and the WIN blockchain, but is being adopted very rapidly by many other blockchain projects and technologies. And that's exciting because this is something that was new just a few years ago. And now we're seeing all sorts of different projects trying to, and successfully also some of them adopting this protocol. And I'll talk more about that here in just a little bit as well. But Who are we? And I say we, it's not me. I am a participant. I am one of the earlier participants in the WIN blockchain, but there are many participants. Many of you are on this call, but many more are all throughout the world participating in the blockchain technology, in the WIN blockchain specifically. So we are a global community. We have a mission, and I'm going to go ahead and just read this. I know you can see it on the screen, but our mission is to promote the worldwide adoption of blockchain technology to make an impact in the lives of billions by solving some of the most difficult challenges that are facing our community. And when I say our community, I know that there are a lot of different communities out there. I am referring to our global community, all right? Because the reality that I see is that borders are getting thinner. The world is getting smaller, and we are coming together in a really, really big way. One of the great things, if I can say that there was a great thing about COVID, one of the great things I think about COVID and what it did is it allowed us to get together in a different way. It allowed us to start having more and more of these kind of Zoom calls and conversations, being online with each other and learning and growing with each other, again, in a completely different way that we really didn't do a whole lot of before. I mean, we did some, but just not at the magnitude. So more and more people got in line with kind of this way of communication and talking and sharing. And that's been a really, really great thing because it's made our community so much stronger, so much bigger. And again, we're blurring the lines of a lot of those borders and different languages and everything. And it's been really, really exciting. So that's who we are. What do we do? Well, and what is this, right? It's a decentralized network, right? The WIN blockchain is a decentralized network of independent node operators. Now, these node operators provide the computing resources to execute functions of the WIN smart contract. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to talk, again, I'm going through this, I'm going to read it, but then I'm going to explain a little bit more as well. Confirming actions, right? When people are actually part of the WIN blockchain performing certain actions, those actions have to be confirmed by a network. And those confirmations, what we're building is a smart contract where those confirmations are automatically confirmed through this distributed and decentralized platform. Now, why is that powerful? Well, if you look at how the majority of companies and projects and things work, you've got a centralized kind of governance where they can make all of the decisions, they can make any change whenever they want, however they want, and it can be really disruptive and sometimes disheartening. When you distribute that and you decentralize that concept, all of a sudden the individuals who own the nodes, who are supporting the networks, are the ones that are driving and guiding and directing those same exact projects. Not only that, but they're also the ones who are receiving the benefit of the growth and success of those types of projects. So really, that's what we are. We're a decentralized group of individuals that are supporting the WIN blockchain, which is supporting the sharing and growth of many of these different blockchain projects that we have out there, and done through smart contract technology. Now, the WIN smart contract is what defines what those actions are, the requirements to complete those actions that are all part of this global mission that we're talking about, right? It provides a clear set of defined actions that just automatically go through this smart contract. One of the biggest problems and even some of the hiccups that we're having right now as we're building out these smart contracts is there's still human involvement. And not that humans are bad or anything like that, but the goal here is to remove that human involvement so that it is all happening automatically on these smart contracts that we don't necessarily need to trust because they've been programmed to just deliver the way that they do over and over and over again. At the end of the day, the goal is also to not have me or any other person or individual at the head of this, but rather it is governed by the group in a decentralized fashion. So that's really what we're working towards. Where is this happening? This is happening all over the globe. I think I already kind of touched on that. But the Win smart nodes are a current, we call them sometimes, we refer to them sometimes as these foundational nodes, right? These are the nodes that are building this amazing foundation to support the blockchain technology. But the nodes provide a decentralized network that cannot be controlled, like I said, by any one individual. And the individuals that are running those nodes are rewarded for that participation through, again, that decentralized smart contract. Now, let's see here. Why are we doing this? Why does anyone want to participate in WIN? Really, I think, and this is a term that we've been talking about for a long time, but we are here as blockchains with a purpose and to support blockchains with purpose. Our community believes that blockchain technology has the unique ability to change the world. That's a really bold statement. And, you know, I've said in the past that we are building the largest blockchain community in the world. You know, and those are really big statements, and maybe that rings true for you, or maybe that's something that draws you in, but maybe it's not. At the end of the day, what I love about blockchain technology is it's about participation. Individuals that participate win. You know, they get rewarded for that participation. I used to have, you know, some leaders and individuals that I looked up to that used to say all the time, you know, Stephen, sometimes it's just about showing up, just about being there and being a part of something, right? Just kind of doing some of those simple actions and being part of that. And the more I've lived and had experience, the more I realize just showing up is a big part of it. Obviously, there's other actions and there's other things that you need to do as well. But if you don't even show up, you can't participate, and sometimes you miss out on that train or that boat that's kind of, you know, running by. And so really we focus on those blockchains with a purpose. We gather community members that believe and understand that participation brings reward. And that's kind of what our focus is on here for the WIN blockchain. So how are we doing this? Well, we are encouraging specific positive action that is necessary and or needed by the different blockchain technologies that is then rewarded, right? Those specific actions are then rewarded. The WIN blockchain is currently being deployed across multiple blockchain projects. I kind of mentioned that before, but has really been built out and is, you know, its inception was here in the WIN blockchain. So I'm going to talk about three different phases right now. I want to go into the three different phases of the WIN blockchain. Phase one is kind of our foundation phase, where we've got our WIN smart nodes, our compensation and rewards, which we also call the WIN blockchain. It's kind of the whole term for that. And then, of course, deploying this across multiple projects. This is our kind of phase one, and this is what we're in the middle of right now. Then we've got our phase two, which is improving or expansion, right? Improving our core software, releasing some new tracking software, and then expanding the marketplace. We'll talk about that in just a second. And then the phase three is really establishing the social media component inside of that marketplace, new node software and updates and integrations there, as well as introducing new ways to earn. So let me kind of just start with the phase one. That's incorrect, and I apologize, I had a typo there. The WIN smart node is $2,000 currently. That price point is actually going to stay the same. And the reason for that, there are a couple different lines of thought, because a lot of the projects that we support increase their node price with each node that's sold, right? So if you buy one, it goes up $1. If someone else buys one, it goes up $1 again. That's often how some of these different projects have done that. With the WIN blockchain, because this is kind of the foundational blockchain for many of these other projects, meaning a lot of what we do is sharing the different blockchains as well. We wanted to make sure that it was as easy as possible for individuals to qualify to earn the greatest rewards possible within the WIN blockchain. And so for that, we're keeping that price. Again, this is incorrect. It should be 2,000, not 2,500. But we're keeping that price steady there at the 2,000. The other thing that we're doing because of that is that allows individuals that can't start off maybe and purchase a $2,000 Win Smart Node right off the bat can work their way there by purchasing $25 light nodes or Win light nodes. And so there's a lot of thought that's kind of gone into this to give the very best opportunity. And regardless of where you are in the world, whether you're here in the US where I am, or maybe you're out in Europe, or maybe you're in Asia somewhere, it doesn't matter. And also, regardless of maybe your economical standpoint or where you are right now, financially speaking, there's opportunity for everybody because of that. So the number 2 is support Win, or expanding the support of the Win blockchain, building out that foundation that is so necessary with all blockchains, and that is by buying, and operating Win nodes. Now, Win Smart Nodes, of course, are the very best option because that's how you can earn the very most rewards. But Win Light nodes are great as well, and help in that process also. And this, what these kind of 2 steps, first of all, have done is it helps us to secure this decentralized foundation, so that as we continue to move forward, we've got that foundation in place that we can then build upon. So this is the phase that we're kind of currently in as well. Phase 2, expansion, software enhancements, expanded marketplace. There are a lot of as you look at the current dashboard that we have, and some of you have, again, if you're new and you haven't signed up for your free account or anything like that and gone in, then I would recommend that you go to the person that invited you here to this call, get a link from them, and set up your free account. But there are, over the coming months, going to be a lot of enhancements. We are working right now on a number of things for reporting, access, for payments and payment processing, all these things that we're working to improve and just make better and better and better, so it's easier to use. Those are all on the roadmap right now. Most of those are actually in process, and many of those we're going to be releasing here in the coming days and weeks. And so we're really excited about that improved software, because what that's going to do is it's going to allow individuals to track even easier their own items that they've purchased, or their own node softwares that they've purchased, see what those node softwares are doing for them, the rewards that they're receiving, the USD value of those rewards if they're currently listed on a decentralized or centralized exchange. It'll do all of that and do that in a central kind of space for you, so that you can see it all in one place. That's for your benefit and ease. As well as working on the software that's going to help as you continue to get out and share these blockchain technologies with others. It's the software that allows you to track that and what's happening. See the rewards that are coming to you in Ethereum, for example, for making a sale to a friend of yours or a family member or something like that. That whole system, that whole tracking, all of that data is also supported by the individuals who have purchased the Win Smart Nodes or Win Light nodes. And it is through those nodes that those confirmations and verifications and transactions are happening. So again, of course, the individuals that are running those nodes are supporting that network and receiving rewards for supporting that network as well. Now, the third phase is kind of a twofold, and this is the social media and marketplace. Now, the Win blockchain, Connect and the Win blockchain are kind of inseparably connected. They work hand in hand. Right now, the different blockchain projects that Connect supports, like for example, Green and Liberty and Element and Switch and Galvin and many more to come, right? Many more are going to be following. Those projects are already part of this marketplace that we're referring to. The buying and selling, or the availability of those different products that they offer through Connect and the Win blockchain, are all part of this marketplace. But I want you to imagine that concept expanded in a really, really big way. Just imagine for a moment that instead of just being able to purchase nodes or some of those specific items or products from those blockchains, you were able to purchase, clothing, or shoes, bicycles, or any other item utilizing blockchain rewards. Okay, just imagine that for just a moment. And imagine that those different companies that were selling their different products through the Win blockchain, maybe they also want to advertise or create some brand awareness for the individuals that are part of this amazing and wonderful blockchain community. As they do so, those different rewards, or I should say, those different advertising fees and costs that go into building your brand on a platform like this, instead of an Amazon or a Facebook or a TikTok or whoever it might be, social media type of platform, instead of those receiving all the benefits from that, in this scenario, because this is decentralized and distributed to those who own the Win Smart nodes and Win Light nodes, then those individuals that are participating that way are the ones that get to also receive the majority of the benefit from those types of things. This is in our roadmap. This is what we are building right now. It's not here yet. It's not finished, I should say. It actually, bits and pieces of it are here right now. And although it's not finished, this is the benefit that I see as we move forward in the future, as we're continuing to grow. And building this kind of infrastructure, like I said, this foundation, it's paving the way so that this and many other enhancements can be made real, and that those that are participating will be able to participate in a really big way in a lot of this. This concept is not a new concept per se, meaning, there are a lot of marketplaces out there. You've got Facebook Marketplace, you've got Amazon, you've got all these others. But what we are bringing to the table right now is the blockchain technology side of it, the ability for this to be a distributed platform and network, and for giving that opportunity for anyone who wants to support the Win blockchain to be able to participate and earn those digital rewards as part of that participation and support. And to me, that is huge. When I look at this, I see this as a massive, honestly, you guys have heard me say this before. I love all of the projects that I support, or otherwise I wouldn't support them. For me, I am part of Switch and Element and Liberty and who did I miss? Galvin. I support all of them. I love Green, of course. I love these projects, but I also support Win. And when I look at them and try to compare them, it's really hard to say which one I feel is going to be the greatest or the best or the biggest. I honestly believe that each of them have massive potential. But when I look at Win, I see it as this foundation for so many of the other ones as well. But I also see it as a place where, outside of this kind of community that we currently have, we are going to be able to expand into the entire world. Entrepreneurs all over the world are going to want to come and sell their products or services here through Connect and the Win blockchain. Big companies, big massive organizations all throughout the world, I believe, are going to want to come to the Win blockchain to sell as an other, not necessarily the only, right, but as an other avenue for them to market and sell their products. And the greater and bigger the blockchain becomes, the more readily available it becomes, the more people are going to be able to have opportunities who early on decided, you know what, I want to support something like this. This is something that I can see. It's real. It's tangible, and I'd like to support that. I think those individuals are going to receive amazing benefit and reward, and of course, are the individuals that are going to receive the most win in those distributions, because they're going to be the earliest participants in that as well. So, with that, how do you participate? How do you get started? It's actually really simple. You purchase a Win Smart node, or you purchase Win Light nodes, you install and activate those nodes, and then you just operate and run your node daily. It's interesting because before I was part of this world, I often thought, when I heard people talk about blockchain and blockchain technology, I often thought they were a little crazy. Legitimately, I thought those guys are a little bit out there, and I didn't want to listen. And I remember hearing about Bitcoin for the very first time in 2012. And now, of course, today, kicking myself because I didn't at least listen a little bit more, at least try it, dip my toe in the water, because even that toe being dipped in the water would have been a lot better than what I did, which was ignore it for many years, you know? And so as I'm looking at what we're doing, how many people throughout the world that are currently contributing to these amazing blockchain projects, and the fact that Win is building kind of this foundation for not just what we have right now and some of these amazing blockchain projects that we've created ties with, but also for so much more in the future. When I see the social media aspect of that and the advertising that could happen through that, and how that can benefit those that are supporting Win, when I look at this expansive marketplace, but even when I look at just this concept and what Win is really doing, which is making it possible for individuals throughout the world who, like me, love the blockchain and want to spread the good news about the blockchain to other people and be rewarded for that. That's really what the Win blockchain is all about. It's about rewarding those individuals, expanding that network, growing this massive community, and then rewarding the individuals who support it the most, right? That's really what it's for. So if you haven't yet, get back with the person that invited you to this conversation, ask them for a link, say, hi, how come you haven't given me the link yet? Get that link from them, get your own account, purchase, download, and activate a Win Smart Node or some Win Lite nodes, and start watching that. A couple of things that I do want you to know, as we're kind of going down this road a little bit, is the Win nodes are still kind of we're still early on, and I hate having the conversation sometimes and even saying, hey, this is super early or whatnot. But just to give you a perspective of what I mean there, we haven't even started running the Win Smart nodes. They're available. People can download them and run them, but the calculation of those actions are actually starting as of June 6th. So we're really excited. We're at a really good place right now. The technology is improving on a daily basis. We've been testing, and from now until June 6th, we encourage anyone to get and put their Win nodes on and start some of that early testing, which will start to then be tracked as of June 6th. And so we're in a really good place. We're really excited about where we are. And with that, I really appreciate you guys bringing me on today. So I'll turn it back over to you, Mikhail.
So thank you so much, Stephen. I think it was great to have a visual presentation, because we have a lot of words. You know, some people have hard to understand when it's not visual. I used to play ice hockey, so I stand last in the line because I didn't understand. And I think most people have more understanding from what kind of purpose Win can bring to the world. And that's the most important thing, because everyone, if a person wants to become an affiliate or an influencer, I think the first thing people need to ask themselves, is this something I want to own myself first? Then I start to promote this to the world. And I also send you some questions. Do you have them in front of you, or do you want me to look at my notes?
I do, thank you. Yeah, let's go through. So I think I offered, I think I answered the first one. When does the off-chain kind of contribution there start? It's not technically off-chain mining, just so we can get clear on the verbiage. I just want to make sure that it's very clear there. It is a testing period. And during that testing period, there will be, we will track the contributions made, and then give reward for those contributions after mining starts. And so I just want to use the correct language, but yes, so that will be happening. That testing period starts June 6th. And so anybody can right now go in and download it if they'd like to look at it. As a matter of fact, I'll show, if I can. I think I should be able to. Let me stop sharing for just a second and pull up. I've got kind of one of the Win nodes right now running on my computer. And I just want to show everybody that so they can kind of see. Obviously, if you're going to be running this through a VPS solution, you're not going to see the exact same user interface. But I would like to pull this up so you can see it. If you are running it on a PC or Windows kind of operating system, or a Mac operating system, then this is what you will see. And bear with me just a second. I'm just going to sign in here. Okay. That's powering on, and here we go. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So here's the Win Smart Node, or Win node, I should say. It'll look very, very similar, if not identical, whether it's a light node or a Win node. Your license just determines, of course, what level of rewards you get from the node software. And so you'll see this. This is where you'll start to see the rewards deposit. You're not going to see those for a while because, like I said, even though we're starting the testing period that will be tracked, you're not going to see it show up right away in here. The biggest thing that you want to make sure is that your node activity is on and running, which is just indicated by this line that's kind of moving just a little bit here and there. You can see the number of node licenses that you have here, and of course your daily progress. Just like with the other projects, you're going to want to keep it on for a minimum of 6 hours during the running period. And I believe that period, I think it says it here, it's from 0 UTC to 0 UTC. So it's that 24-hour time period. So make sure you keep that in mind. We're all in different time zones, of course. And this is usually the easiest way for an international group to track. So make sure you've got it on for at least 6 hours of that time frame. And then the tokenomics that are part of this are very similar to some of the other projects that we support. There will be 50 billion Win rewards. Those 50 billion Win rewards will be distributed 50% of those in the first year, and then that will have every single year. Okay, and so that's how the tokenomics kind of functions and works here with Win. One of the big goals, and one of the things that we want to really accomplish sooner than later, is to have Win be the transaction currency inside of the Win blockchain or inside of Connect, right? We want eventually for all purchases, all rewards, all commissions, and everything like that to be paid out in Win. But in order for that to happen, of course, Win has to have a value, and that's going to be determined by the market, right? And so we are working on a number of different things to submit that information so that we can get on different exchanges. And when I say we, I'm talking about there are different community members that are working on a lot of these things right now, which is exciting to see. And that's all part of that roadmap. But eventually, I see a time, and I'm contributing as well towards the time when that's going to be possible, where people will be able to purchase nodes with their Win. They'll be able to purchase other items and products with their Win. That is something that definitely is on our roadmap and that we are currently working on.
Yeah, one question before we go to the next question. Can you mention something about how to operate a node after 12 months, how to become a license owner after 12 months, how the rules are, and what people can you explain something about that, Sia?
Of course, yeah. So there are individuals that have purchased Win nodes, Win Smart or Light nodes. Maybe you can purchase those months and months ago. There are some people that probably bought some of those almost 6 months ago. And so because we're starting everything as of June 6th, that's what's going to start the clock. Excuse me. The Win nodes are an annual node, which means there is an annual license fee. That $2,000 is paid every year, as well as the $25 per light nodes paid every year. There is, though, an opportunity, of course, with the light nodes to, once you have a certain number, to transfer those into a Win Smart node, and that's all kind of being built out right now as well. But at the end of the day, that is an annual fee, that $2,000 a month. Instead of increasing the cost of the Win Light and Smart nodes or anything like that, we decided, like I said, to hold it steady, because what we're probably going to see with some of the other projects that we support are, some of those nodes may be $20,000 or $30,000 at some point. Maybe they'll be $40,000 or $50,000 at some point, right? That could continue to increase as more and more of those nodes sell. We decided to look at it a little bit differently. And I believe that as people are seeing success, you've got basically 12 months to see what the Win Smart nodes are going to do. That price will always be the $2,000 price point. And so, if you decide, as if you're running it for 12 months, you realize, man, I'm not getting the rewards I thought I would, or I don't like this, or whatever, you can say, you can just not run it and not renew it, right? And that's okay. But what I believe is going to happen is people will see the benefits of the Win Smart Node, and every single year they'll want to renew it because you'll see what will happen with it. I mean, that's my hope and belief. And the same with myself. I own multiple smart nodes, and we'll be getting more. And so for me, anyway, we're all in the same place. So I think hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah, because I think to have it sustainable, but also have a great community with many influencers in the future, we need to have a long-term vision also, so people in 1 year, for example, can afford to buy a smart node. Because I think, like you say, many nodes will cost $10,000, $20,000. If you are in a poor country or you can't afford a smart node, then you can participate with a smart node in a Win concept. And
absolutely,
I think that's make it also long term in the future, because many myself many times think, we think about ourselves, but I also maybe had to think about in 1 year, 2 years, how people can come into this community, but also can become an influencer. So we also understand, of course, people that have been here before, and rules change and things need to be better to have a long-term vision also. But I understand everyone, and of course, and one thing also, because in the Win Smart nodes, the utility token will also be when the companies want to pay to marketing advertising dollars in the future, they will also pay in Win tokens, right? And commissions in the future when it's more stable and it's on the market. So maybe that's something.
Sorry, say that one more time.
Let's say a company will want to marketing their product on the social platform, and they pay their advertising dollars, but they pay in Win tokens instead. And that can be distributed to the different smart node owners and also light node owners in the future, right?
Absolutely, yeah. That's the goal. It's really the whole purpose of the Win blockchain, and the reason why it's been set up the way that it has, is to really benefit the most, benefit those that are participating in the Win blockchain the most. And any kind of revenue that's generated through the Win blockchain will be dispersed through the Win blockchain according to the exact same formula. Which is exciting, because it means that those that are participating, those that are supporting, are the ones that are going to be also receiving the greatest reward. Yeah,
that's great. And can we move on to the next question? Because I think there was some important question I think the community will want to have answers on also, Steven.
Sure. Can you tell me which one that is?
Okay, I think it was 10 questions. Let's see here. I can say, okay, what does...
Are we number 8?
Number 8, when will payments go live for commissions? You don't need to say exactly date, because many times we have said dates before, but maybe you're more...
Yeah, that is one of the hardest things, and I don't even like that it's hard. I hate it when we say a date and we can't hit it, or we don't hit it. I know that's really difficult for everybody. As a matter of fact, it's just as difficult for me, I think, that it is for everyone else. I believe we're all in the same place. And so that is the top priority right now. There are a number of things that, as we've been working through and actually creating or finishing up the code for the Win blockchain, there are a lot of different nuances that come up that sometimes you don't know things ahead of time until you kind of get down and you start to think about different ways and requirements that are necessary. And so that's where we are right now. We're at the if you can excuse my American football reference, we're at the 1 yard line, almost ready to make a touchdown kind of thing. And we're really, really close. We keep on finding, we've been finding some extra nuances, some things that we just hadn't thought about that we needed to then fix and figure out and answer. So we're almost there. I think that commissions will be paid out here in the next week or so. I'm hoping that's even sooner than that, because I know that based on the conversations that we're having, we're almost right there at the end. And I want to make sure that everyone understands this real quick. Up until the 6th, qualifications and payouts are all based on the previous requirements. So if you sold a bundle, if you sold any 5 smart nodes, that qualified you as what we are now calling an influencer, which basically allows you to participate if you had, if you're one of the top 50,000 people, which there's not even that many people yet, right? So if you're one of the top, then that allows you to participate in the node support rewards. That is still the case. Those will all be paid out based on that qualification from, whenever it was that all this kind of started around September time of last year till June 6th. Okay, those are all going to be paid out based on the previous qualification for anyone who qualified. So not only, of course, are you going to get those direct rewards, but you're also going to get the node support rewards as qualified based on your complete win scores or your actions that you made, right, in that whole process. Moving forward from the 6th on, there is the new qualifications are in place, which basically state that you have to sell a minimum of 5 win nodes. That can be to one person or multiple people, it doesn't matter, or the equivalent. So that can also be done in Win Lite nodes. So if you're in a country or somewhere where people can't afford the Win Smart node, that's okay. If you sell the equivalent number of Win Lite nodes, then you can also qualify as an influencer and begin participating in all of the different rewards, not just maybe a portion of those rewards.
And that's so can you tell us a little bit about the tokenomics also for a Win token? How many tokens will be distributed to the smart owners and light owners, and how much going to different action rewards and so on?
Yeah, thank you. So every action has a point basically associated with that action, and those points are then accumulated. They are then weighted by daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and all-time actions. Of course, your daily actions being the heaviest weight. And counting the most for you, but that generates what we call our complete win score. And so your complete win score is just going to be ranked against all of the other complete win scores over a 30-day period. It's going to be averaged out over your daily complete win scores will be averaged out over a 30-day period, which will then qualify you. Once you receive that rank, or basically your complete win score is going to be somewhere between 0 and 100. And based on your complete win score will determine the percentage or the proportion of rewards in the different blocks, the top 50, the top 500, the top 5,000, the top 50,000 that you qualify for. And so that it's just that's basically the whole Win blockchain algorithm that determines those node support rewards. The front end commissions will always remain the same. I mean, it's gonna function it will function better than it did in the past, but it's gonna function the way that it's written, right? And so if you make the sale, you're gonna receive that transaction reward. If someone that you brought in makes a sale, you'll receive the confirmation reward. If the person that you bring in qualifies as an influencer, that will then unlock the block reward for them and for you, for that individual, and so there's a bunch of those different nuances, but that's going to function like it's been written the entire time. The biggest part of what we've been trying to figure out and make sure that we have coded correctly, just because it's fairly complicated to code, are the node support rewards. Yeah.
And a very good explanation, but I also think, like in Element, for example, let's say a person not want to play the game, but they only owns a smart node in the Win smart node. How is the tokenomics going to be spread out in the distribution if you just
so individuals or organizations or whoever, individuals that own the nodes are receiving certain points, right, for running those nodes and keeping those nodes active. And those points, I believe, account for 3 of the 10 action points right now. And so your personal activities, by the way, are also always more valuable than maybe your friends' activities or your whole team's activities, right? You're going to get your own personal activities are weighted heavier than all those as well. And so individuals that own a lot of nodes and are running those nodes are still going to receive points in the distribution. But if they're not doing any work or they're not sharing, then their points will be less than the individuals that are doing both in the distribution. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're talking about the 25 billion tokens that want to be distributed the first year.
That's correct.
Okay, great. Because I think many people also are sitting here today, maybe just want to own a node, being a passive person that just running a smart node, like running an Element node or a switch node.
Yeah. There's definitely some benefit there as well. And that's just all that's going to be determined based on how many people are doing all of the other actions and earning all the other points, right? And so the greatest way, and I'll just say this, the best way to participate in the Wind blockchain is twofold. It's to own and run your nodes, as well as to do as many of the other actions that are part of the distribution as possible. But of course, for anyone who says, hey, I don't want to do any of those other parts of the distribution, I just want to own my nodes, then they will get the points associated for running those nodes.
Yes, that's great. And see if there is any question that we haven't went through. Is there any discussions so far with companies that can be part of the social platform to market their products? Have you had any conversations with companies so far beside Liberty and Galvan and so on?
No, not yet. That's not yet part of. We're not to that point yet in the roadmap. Our biggest concern right now is getting everyone paid and making sure that that's completed, that individuals that have done the work already are receiving for the actions that they've put into the Wind action, the Wind blockchain. So that's our first hurdle. Once we've overcome that hurdle, we are going to be turning a lot of attention towards the future growth and different things like that. But we're really focused right now on getting that first part done.
Yeah, one interesting question also, when will Wind bonus plan or affiliate system go from being centralized to being on the blockchain fully, 100%?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know the exact date of when that turn is going to happen. We are looking into a number of different options right now. As a matter of fact, the Ethereum blockchain is not the end goal necessarily, unless it's there are different levels of the Ethereum blockchain. And I'm not necessarily the technical guy either. So I probably won't be able to explain it or describe it the way that it would do it justice. But we are looking into a variety of different options and opportunities to put what we're doing on the blockchain, to understand what level of the blockchain that needs to be on, and to do it in the very best way. But we don't have a time frame yet for that.
Okay, and when can people download the documentation over the whole Wind chain, Wind affiliate system?
Thank you. That is under that's still under process right now. I had to take a little sidestep to get this presentation taken care of first, to help everyone understand this portion. But we are almost there, and some of that is because of a few of these nuances that we're identifying. We're also wanting to add those in to the Wind blockchain document so that everyone understands those newer things as well. So we're getting really close.
Yeah, and I also think when, for example, the product is very close to go to more action, is Green being around for 4 years now, and 4th of July. I think that also can become also giving a lot of trust into the Connect ecosystem with all the products.
Absolutely. And yeah, Green is an amazing project that I've loved from day one. I think it's going to be fantastic. Getting Jonathan Gibbs in there with a new team. They're running at a really great pace right now to implement some amazing enhancements to what Green is going to be offering and bringing to the table. And I'm excited about what's happening there with the Green team.
Yeah, so what I see is I have the opportunity to share world-class product that people can't find anywhere else, and owning a Wind Smart node and see the benefit of it, and then have the opportunity to share it to the world is incredible, I think. But that's what I think, and I also know that maybe things that need to be cleaned up before, many things have happened during the month. We've been around now for 6 months, being around here in Connect, so we know there's people waiting and so on. So I think everyone needs to go to their sponsor and so on and talk about it and clean up it, and then we can take action together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks again for having me on. Really appreciate it. It's been great to be here with everybody.
Yeah.
And have a fantastic evening.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yes, so we will finish now. I just want to mention a little thing that, both me, Michael, some of you people out there have been in this company, been mining for 4 years, and we still do not receive anything, but we still believe in this product, and we still believe in Connect, and we still believe in the blockchain community that we have. So it's very important, we know that it's been a couple of problems at this moment, but to be honest, people that want to make quick money, maybe this is not for you, but this is for a long term, and we need to understand that everything that has a long term could take a long time to go there where we are today. So, I've been reading some of your people has been writing down here, and I think that you need to, breathe a little, because we are in the right way, we are on the right company, to be honest. And I think that we need to think about the product, not the affiliate program. So that's all I want to say today, and I hope that you understand that the product is the important thing here.
Yes, and I can share that also, because I was sitting in a meeting with Eric Scheimeyer and 8 people. They was introducing Gala to me. I didn't bought it. I think it cost $1,000 during that time. They didn't even have a web page at that time. And I know many people bought, and I didn't. And today the note cost $92,000. So, but I believe in the technology and the products, and we focus on the product. But I think also the Connect will fix things, so everything will be becoming more smooth for everyone. And I know people have issues and things from all businesses and so on. So I think everything needs to be cleaned up, and so we can looking forward and have a more bright future together. Because it doesn't matter if you're left or right or different organizations, because in this company we are all having nodes, and everyone wants the nodes and the tokens to increase in value, and everyone can help doing that, because I think the nodes will do much more compared to what we can have from the affiliate system and so on. So that's the first time I ever been a part of that kind of opportunity. So I hope everyone see the long-term vision, and very thankful for everyone taking time today, and have a great afternoon or evening or morning soon. So thank you for being here today, and we will record this, and we will also give it to Steven, see if he gets clarification for sending it out so everyone can listen to it again if people didn't have the time to be here today. So thank you everyone, and have a great time.
The last thing is, don't forget, tomorrow we will have the Zoom meeting with the Switch. So if you want to be, if you haven't participant or no information, is good way to to be here and listen to what they have to say. All right.
Yeah, because I talked to, we have a meeting with Brad, I think it was 4 or 5 days ago, and he's going to be in Slovenia with some partners there for 5 days, meeting at one group each day for 5 days. So tomorrow we're going to meet him, and he's in Slovenia, Europe tomorrow. So it's 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow and 8 p.m. Central Time, right? And so it's going to be amazing to have it where they are in the progress, but also question and answers. And if you have questions, ask them, and we can give them to him so he can ask them, so everyone have every information for taking decisions moving forward. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a great evening.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Recording stopped.